night.
And welcome back to another Monday night webcast. It's good to see you.
Today, as always, we're going to answer all your questions about international dating and marriages.
So send in your questions. And tonight we're going to have a special guest for you. We're going to be joined by Mexico stuff. We're going to be joined by Olga and one of the beautiful ladies that you can be introduced to. You can ask your questions. So if you guys have been thinking about traveling to Mexico, whether it be in Mexico City, Cancun, Playa del Carmen, or elsewhere, definitely send in your questions. Olga will answer all of that for you. And again, if you'd like to have a brief chat with a beautiful lady, you'll stay tuned. They're going to join us in about half an hour. And just to remind you guys about the upcoming tours, we still have a few spots left for some of the tours, although a lot of them already sold out, so you can go to the tour schedule on the main page of loveme.com. So we have the Davao tour, so a beautiful Davao tour in October. Cebu tour, I think there's a spot left and one or two spots, but November Shenzhen is completely sold out, but we can put you on a wait list, and if there are going to be, if anybody cancels, we can just move you on to the tour, which usually happens. So I'd recommend to just jump on the wait list and see how it goes. Still waiting for our okay. Here's the first question from Niles. How long until the next Mexico tour? Any openings? Actually, I think we do have
November.
Yeah, so the tour is in November. It's we usually have it around Thanksgiving, so it's the last week of November. You can do 7, 10, or 14-day option. And again, I believe there is one or two openings left, so you still can join. And again, if somehow, when you place a reservation and we tell you it's sold out, you still can be on the wait list.
And if you have any questions about Mexico tour, about Mexican girls or anything about Mexico, so Olga going to be tonight in 30 minutes here. She's the manager of Mexican office, and she's going to bring the girl with her too.
Yeah, and I'm sure dating in Mexico is going to be a little bit different than dating in the United States. So there are going to be some cultural differences. I'm sure you guys will have a lot of questions about that. Right, we're still waiting for you guys. Oh yeah, here's some questions. Oh, and just to remind you, we started taking questions, so you guys can call us live and ask your questions. We're probably not going to do it this week because we have guests and we don't have much time to take live calls, but next week we'll get back to that format, and you can just dial in the number that we're going to give you, and we'll be happy to talk to you, so you can ask your questions. It will be, I like that format much better than just, reading questions off the screen. It's going to be way more personal, and I'm sure, a lot of you guys have more than one question. So.
And about 10 years ago, we used to do that, like phone calls to the studio. It was fun. Actually, I was on those. I did not run a show, but John did, but I was one of the guests, and guys actually called in, and it was really fun, and we'll try how it will be. Well, I mean, you tried last week, right?
Yeah, we did a little bit. We had one caller, so it was something new, and definitely looking forward to next week when we're gonna get a chance to talk to more of you guys. And maybe going forward, we'll also experiment with some formats, and also I think we might get back to giving away some prizes. Could be something like correspondence credit, or credit towards a tour, or free phone or video call.
Rick, since there is no event in Playa del Carmen and Cancun, we'll be able to meet those ladies by phone and exchange contact information during the Mexico City event in November.
Basically, you would have to. You cannot exchange contact information with a woman without her signing a copy of your IMBRA form. So your Mexico City tour applies to Mexico City specifically, but you can always travel to take a side trip to Cancun, Playa del Carmen. Mexico staff will be happy to help you to get there and schedule the introduction. Or as an option, you can, if you've been corresponding with some of the ladies in that area, you can ask them, hey, I'm going to Mexico City. How do you feel about jumping on a plane and just coming over? It's going to be, short travel time, and you can meet her as a part of your tour in Mexico City. Although keep in mind, you will be responsible for her travel costs. So, if she's flying or taking a bus, she'll expect you to reimburse her for that.
Mitch asking how long till the next seminar. We just had one in Vegas. It was really fun.
There was some comment. John mentioned there are going to be some seminars, but we don't have the list yet, and we actually don't really know which ones. But most likely it's going to be California and Texas again, and everything else is in the works. And
I'm pretty sure it will be somewhere near November, probably.
Yep. All right. From Arthur, when will you be leading another tour, and will Dina be joining as well? Well, so technically,
I would love to.
Yes, and
China.
yes, I am going to China in November. I mean, I'm going to be there for only part time, kind of like what I did in Philippines last time. So part time, and will be a very interesting experience. So I'll be happy to meet some of you guys who makes it to the November Shenzhen tour. So I'm really looking forward to it. If I ever get my passport back, because by the way, guys, if your passport is about to expire, keep in mind the really long wait on passport. So, so don't delay it till last moment. You can easily be spending 15 weeks waiting for your new passport. So get on it. Yeah, check. I had actually happened so many times before when guys would sign up for the tour and they don't even look at their passport expiration date. They show up at the airport thinking, so okay, my passport expires whatever in 3 months, but it doesn't really matter, because for the most of destinations it's 6 months from the expiration date, and you won't be able to leave the country. So if your passport expires January 2024, well, you're already not going to go anywhere in it, so might as well start working or get a new passport if you never traveled outside of the United States. That's going to take even longer.
Melvin, the dynamic duo of Anna and Dina are back. They
See how
always
dynamic
brighter
we are
of the
today.
webcast when they're together. Thank you guys so much.
But it's good to have John here once in a while too.
Yeah, I think he did too many times, so he just kind of like ready not to do it.
Yeah, but he misses it, and once in a while, like last week when he joined in, he was happy to do it. He definitely is always happy to talk to you guys, and especially live when we're gonna start doing those phone calls again. So next one from Joseph. I've been writing to a woman in Ukraine for a few months. How likely would it be that she could make it to Krakow or Berlin to meet me in person? I haven't discussed this with her yet. Well, you definitely want to discuss that with her, because it depends on her specific schedule, whether she can leave because of work. Maybe her vacation time is not for another 6 months, and she can't really take that much time off at work, as you can understand, or maybe she has a child in school and has to work around that schedule as well. Because keep in mind, so if the lady is in Ukraine, and depends where in Ukraine, she probably gonna spend good 10-12 hours on the bus getting to the border, Ukraine and Poland, and then from there she needs to take a train or bus into Poland. So in many cases, it's like 24 hours travel time by bus or by train. It's very exhausting. So again, 24 hours each way, plus you guys need to spend some time together. So it's easily going to be a week for her. So she needs to plan in advance and talk to her. And if she does that, you guys might want to do the IMBRA signing so you can exchange contact information, because she might need your financial assistance for paying for her train ticket or bus ticket, because it's expensive, and you can imagine financially it's difficult times for a lot of people in Ukraine.
Lucas, I worry that the woman will have a change in personality once they get to the United States. Do you ladies feel like this country has changed how you interact with men? for better or worse. It could happen to anybody.
The age change in other country, I'd say. I'm sure that had some impact. But, you know, a lot of you guys say I'm so afraid of women coming here, become Americanized. It's so stereotypical. Okay, I mean, some things might change, but nobody's gonna change their core value, core personality just because she relocated to a different country. So I don't know what you think.
I think it could happen to anybody. I mean, even if you I mean, in time, person could change. Obviously, like any not she's from foreign country or this country. Yes, she will. I think she'll adapt to the to your place, to the country, of course. But I don't think it will be very easy and so fast. So. And I don't think it's going to be worse. Like, maybe she will celebrate some holidays like we're celebrating here, like Halloween, Christmas, so they don't have that celebrations. But I don't think she will change like her personality. I mean, at least it will take some time. Not like right away.
But again, yes, personality is not gonna change. Just few things can. I mean, like probably, her style not gonna change. So far I haven't met any women that relocated and like, okay, we're ditching the heels and dresses for flip flops and baggy t-shirts. I personally don't know those people. They might exist, but I just personally don't know anyone. And as women, used to take care of themselves and put a lot of efforts in their appearance and looking good. So you don't change that. You continue putting all this effort even when you relocate. So yeah. Let's see, waiting for more questions too.
And I think it's really personal. So some people really changing, like they're trying to adopt to the lifestyle here. It's different. And food too, so they're just adapting, and some just not. Like it's depending on the person too.
Also depend on how much support you provide her, and her social circle. Of course, that will have a big impact. Depending on whom she's going to be friends with, because that definitely can affect some of her views, but. For the most of it, I don't think you guys have anything to be afraid of. It's usually I hear those horror stories from guys that actually don't know anybody personally, but I've heard of this girlfriend of a friend of a friend of a friend. She did that, but they don't know this woman. They don't know the circumstance, what exactly happened. So chances of the situation happen in real life is very, very slim. So. I don't know, but did this country change how you interact with men?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't know how it was like before. I'm only here for 16 years, and I don't think so. People, couples even so different here. Like, some is really happy, some divorced. So it's just like same. I mean, I don't know. Not sure how it was before.
Yeah, as mentioned, partners change with age. Imagine if you got married at the age of 20, most likely your wife at the age of 40 gonna be somewhat a different person with different.
I think after lockdown in coronavirus, a lot of changes. So I think that
people reevaluated their lives.
Yeah, there was more impact than anything else since since the Big Depression, so I don't know. I think so. There's a lot of divorces happen after lockdown. People finally being with each other and know each other, So that's probably impacted more than anything else.
Okay. All right. Next one from Rick. I currently have a lady from Kiev who has a visa to come to me here in the United States. I'd like to know what route flights is the best way to get to Metro Detroit. From Kiev to Detroit. Also, she would need to go to Poland, so that's almost the 20-hour journey for her to get to Warsaw Airport. Probably Warsaw would be better than Krakow because that's a little bit bigger, so flight options are better. And from there, most likely, I would assume it's most likely it's going to be LOT Polish Airlines through New York. And so she'll have a live over there. She'll have to go through immigrations because they would have to take a look at her visa paperwork still, and then she takes domestic flight to Detroit. So pretty easy. So flying is the easiest compared to train and buses.
Hugh, I've seen some foreign ladies stick to their ethnic communities to the in the States, and others sometimes go full-blown American, often shedding what made them different. I hope to find a woman that upholds traditions she brings with her. Very rare when girls, if you're talking about Ukrainians, they usually stay in their Ukrainian community, but if they're working with like Americans, so they're really good too. So. But usually they try to find on Facebook group Russian community Russian group. So if it's like Russian speaking, I would say, and hang in there.
Even those have to be Russian speakers. So pretty much, like Filipino ladies that work here in the office. They already, as soon as they got here, they also met a lot of Filipino ladies in the area. Once you know one, you know a lot of it, and it applies to pretty much any nationality. So if it's going to be a lady from Colombia, I'm sure within 3 weeks she will be connected to Colombian community in the area. So it will help.
Because they speak Spanish, so probably not going to be any problem here to find friends on the same language.
Well, it's not even a language; it's also a culture. It's important too. Just have same traditions, enjoy some food, same jokes. Some cultural background. So it's not only about necessarily the language. Melissa's, the letters I receive in color yellow. Who is sending the letters? The actual lady or the translator? Someone from the website. I really don't remember the color scheme on letters, so I don't want to give you a correct answer. I know some green, some blue. I don't know which one. If you tell me the price, I'll be able to tell you. If it's $5.95, that's introduction letter. So and how it works is, when the lady joins the service, she writes a message, and local matchmakers, local offices, help to send out this message to all the men who matches her criteria. If she's not very specific on what she's looking for, she's like, let's send it, to the guys between 30 and 40 in the United States. Then they're gonna do pretty much that. Of course, if she has more specific description, like height, weight, maybe specific state or specific profession, of course they can narrow down her search to that. But so those letters still will be $5.95. But when you're gonna start replying, and she replies to you and replying to her, it's gonna be either $9.99 or $7.50 per message, depending on your membership status. So that's gonna be coming from the lady. So message is still gonna be going through a local office because they still need to be translated and delivered to a lady. But you're gonna be talking to her pretty much directly as I can get in this case.
Marshall, how long did it take for you ladies to get over cultural shock in the United States? Well, I don't think it was any for me because I got pregnant right away, and I was didn't feel good for 4 months straight, so I think I got it's all together went really smoothly. The only problem was with food for me, so it was a big portion in restaurants. And at the store I didn't know what to buy because it's different. And I found a Russian store and it was fine too.
Yes, I'm somewhat I agree on the food situation. I had a little bit of a culture shock coming here for the first time, but just my circumstances were different. I would say the initial shock was about month and a half plus minus. It was because I was like a deer on the headlights, just what's going on? It was very frustrating, plus, I didn't really speak much English, so I couldn't understand what the heck I'm doing. But, with time and just, working more, getting to know people, social circles would help and to explain how some things work, because, you might not necessarily figure out it on your own, but with support of your community.
Well, now it's easier because there's a lot of culture, American culture, already in Eastern Europe, like Russia and Ukraine. We have all kind of McDonald's stuff, KFC, all those kind of fast food. Maybe before in the 80s when we had nothing, and now we have everything in store, all American brands. Not now, not in Russia, but still all kind of brands. So and kind of already not so much culture shock.
David from Boston, there's a silly question, but I don't know anyone who's Mexican. What is the best attribute characteristics for a woman from Mexico? It's important to know. Let's save this question, then we'll ask that in 10 minutes when we will have Olga on the line and she can answer that for you.
Gregory, I want to date Ukrainian woman. I don't want to write or Skype. Are there ways to go to Moldova, Romania, or Poland and date women face to face from this site?
Absolutely. So you go to Romania, Poland, or Moldova. So you just tell us, when you go and give us your list of ladies, for each exact city, and we contact the ladies, show them your profile if they're interested. We schedule the date. And that's it. It works very simple, and it's the best way to meet people. Well, outside of a group tour would be still the best option, but that's a second best option. From Pete, do you see many African American men finding success dating overseas? I've been watching the passport bros on YouTube. I think this might be safer for me than just to go to Colombia and hope for the best. I can speak Spanish. I've never been out of the United States before. Well, honestly, again, it's really easy to travel outside of the United States, and you will highly enjoy it. It's scary for the first time, because again, you don't know what to expect. But whatever place you're going to be going to, most likely it's going to be a big tourist destination. So, for example, Colombia. Let's imagine you go to Cartagena. It is a big tourist destination. I don't speak any Spanish myself, but it was incredibly easy to get around to. Easy to take a cab. Because it's a tourist destination, a lot of people would speak English, at least in the tourist zones, and you're gonna be staying somewhere in downtown, close to the office. Our staff can always help you. We went to a mall and watched a movie. It was in English, so with Spanish subtitles. So and as Dina mentioned, the restaurants and food is pretty much the same chain food, same brand. So if you're not feeling like to try Colombian food, and if you're not into it, that's fine. You can always go back and find something. There's always KFC or whatever. Something else you might be more familiar with. So I'm not awfully familiar with passport bros, so it's a little harder for me to comment. I've heard that, but I really don't know much. So, and as far as success for African American dating overseas, we have so many marriages, it really hasn't been an issue. So yeah, absolutely, I think you'll do great in Colombia.
Alan, I worry if I marry a foreign lady, she will want to move back home. I don't think I'd like being an expat anywhere.
Well, she would not want to move home as long as, you guys have a happy marriage, most likely. Those cases, again, happen, but that's extremely rare. I've been doing it for 12 years. I've heard maybe 2 or 3 cases. But even that, because of the change was so drastic, if it was a woman from really big city and ended up somewhere really in the middle of nowhere in a tiny, tiny town, when the nearest movie theater would be, half an hour drive. So of course, it's not what she's used to, and she can be miserable, and that will put and it will put the relationship in danger because she's not going to be happy, she's going to drive her husband crazy. So that's something you probably want to discuss before she moves here, as far as, again, living expectation. Is she okay living in your specific city, or she's from a small village and you live in Manhattan or Boston, then yeah, is she okay? Does she think she can handle that? So discuss that with her, before she comes here. So everything should work out as long as you pay attention to her, you spend time together, good quality time, you help her to adjust to American culture, and help her find friends and support her with whatever she's doing. If she wants to go get the career, continue her career, or if she prefers to stay at home, which fine as well, but something you need to talk to her. So and again, she's not gonna just move back because she will put so much effort in your relationship, guys. She would already quit her job, leave her friends and family behind. She will redefine her life, and it's a little she's not gonna give up on all this so easily and just like, okay, I live with this guy for 3 weeks now, he's boring, I'm flying back. Of course, she's gonna try really, really hard to make it work, and it will be up to both of you to make it work. So it's all about expectations and communication. That's something you do before she gets there. So we're gonna have Olga in a couple of minutes, right?
A few minutes.
A few minutes, yes, okay. So let's see what questions we haven't covered yet. There's nothing we missed. Hold on, guys. Bear with me for a moment. I think we covered. Hey guys, don't forget to send in your questions. We're gonna connect Olga right now, and please send in your questions. We can ask about Mexican culture, dating traditions, or just about Mexico in general, you know.
Nice to meet you.
All right. So let's have Olga. Hold on 1 second. Let me turn the sound down. Bear with me for a moment. Hold on. Okay. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Olga, can you hear us?
That's on you, Anna.
Okay. Okay, hold on. Okay. All right. Can you hear us?
Yes.
All right. Thank you for joining us tonight. First of all, it's great to meet you in person. We haven't spoke before.
I did speak.
Likewise. It's a pleasure, and thank you for inviting me.
Well, welcome. So our guys, I'm sure will have a lot of questions for you about Mexico. Yes, you know, what lives they're like, about dating, about women. Are we gonna be joined by another lady? Because I think there was supposed to be another lady also. Okay, we'll save it for the next time. That's okay, no problem.
Definitely.
It's all good. So then let's see, we already had some questions for you, so we can dive in.
So when is exactly tour going to be in Mexico? In November, what?
Yes, we were checking the dates because the initial plan coincided with Thanksgiving Day, and we don't want to lose our clients, or don't want to separate them from their families. That's why we decided to arrange the social on 17th and 18th of November.
Ah, so we moved it
Earlier than. So guys, yeah,
Yes,
if you wanna like,
1 week earlier.
so this year tour going to be 17, 18. I mean, starting on 17 or 16. So just check our site. If you're planning to go on a tour, it will fill out really quick. So you have to make a deposit for 75. And if your plans change, it can go to next tour. But you have to make a reservation as soon as possible.
Sure.
Yes,
So,
please.
and we had some questions earlier about the guys that want to meet ladies from Playa del Carmen and Cancun. So what do you think about that? How guys can, you know, if they go on the Mexico City tour, what about Cancun and Playa del Carmen?
That's a great question. Well, I think the guys can be gentlemen and can invite ladies to come to the social to Mexico City. For example, pay them the hotel and airplane tickets, and the ladies might come.
How much would there be a round trip flight from Playa, from Cancun to Mexico City?
Depends on the dates, but I think it will be like 150, between 150 and $200.
Okay, that's not too bad. All right.
Absolutely.
So let's see, I'm looking for other questions. Give me a moment. A lot of other guys been asking about the dating in other cultures, but let's find the Mexico ones. Actually, I mean, we have some questions about Argentina, but maybe you can cover that as well.
Let me try.
Well, I know there are some ladies from Argentina on our website, and I believe they registered with you guys. So can you tell guys on how that would work if they want to meet them?
Well, just in the same way as when they want to meet Mexican ladies, they have to arrange the dates or ask for imbras or send letters. But Argentinian ladies are a bit different from Mexican ones. They are a bit more, let's say, passionate. Sometimes they are a bit more explosive. Sometimes they are colder and then hotter. But they are Latinas. They are very nice, very interesting, very intelligent, and very beautiful. A lot of them are models, so they know their worth and they need some specific approach from men.
All right, and I did have a next question from David from Boston. It is related to Mexican culture, so he's asking, I don't know anyone from who's Mexican. What is the best attribute characteristic for a woman from Mexico? It's important to know. So what are ladies from Mexico like?
Well, they are also very passionate, but they like drama. So be prepared for that there might be some quarrel just out of the blue. Like, why are you looking at me like that? Don't you love me anymore? Don't you want to be with me? But it's like their way to add some spice into routine, into daily life.
So guys, your life will never be boring, and you'll never have to watch TLC, 90 Days Fiancé, or any of that. You will have real action in your life, I guess.
No more soap operas because you will have them in life.
What about ladies English? How many of the ladies that's going to be joining the tour, how many of them speak English?
Well, that's a great question. I honestly don't know how to answer. Well, a lot of our ladies do speak quite good English. Other ones do not speak good English. But you don't have to worry about that because we provide matchmakers who are translators or interpreters at the same time to every man at the event. So the lady will be like your chaperone, your best friend, your translator, your matchmaker, whatever you need her to be, and she will be translating your conversation. Later, when we arrange the dates after the social, we also provide translation services. Those will have to be paid separately. That fee is not included in the tour fee, but that's not expensive.
How much is that? So guys would budget for that.
It's $20 per hour.
Okay, that's very reasonable. Actually, in Ukraine, it's more nowadays. So, next one.
From Sean, I've noticed here in the United States, I've gotten stood up a lot. Is this the same with women in Mexico or Costa Rica? I'm planning on purchasing a tour in 2024 from AFA.
Please come to Mexico City. We will make sure that nobody gets used to that.
Is it?
Honestly, yes. It does happen, but it happens because of the circumstances of the life. Lady can have some last-minute emergency from work or with her children, but those are extreme cases. We try to make sure that the date is confirmed, reconfirmed, and reconfirmed, like one day before and the day of the date and 1 hour before, and we are constantly in touch to make sure that the lady does arrive.
All right, next question from Keith. Olga. Are Mexican women similar to Slavic women? If so, how? If not, how? So, Slavic and Mexican women, what's it? I'm sure you can answer both of it perfectly, so.
Yes, I am Slavic, but I live between Mexican ladies, so yes. We are similar in a way that we are like very homey ladies. We like to make comfort at home. We take care of the man, take care of the children, and like arrange so that everything is nice and lovely and there is affection and so on. We are different exactly in the aspect that I mentioned a bit earlier, that Mexican ladies like to spice up the life. Sometimes they just invent some reasons to have a fight, or they try to make some or invent some passionate stories to not to get bored.
I see. And another question from Tim. I'm practicing Roman Catholic. What is an estimate of the ladies attending the social who are practicing Roman Catholics?
I have no idea. I am so sorry.
Well, overall, so as far as
religion is
religion, so overall, how many ladies are religious? How many go to church, and how important is that for them?
Well, I would say that religion is very important here in Mexico, so the majority of ladies will be quite religious, who are going to the church regularly, who read the Bible and believe in God and pray and everything like that. So from this point of view, Mexican ladies have strong religious values.
And Paul, I'm in Fresno, California, so Mexico is nice and close, and yes, they are very pretty. I'd like to go. I'm not in need more drama in my life. So not all girls drama, right? Some of
Well,
them.
it's not, yes, it's not always, and it also depends on the man. If he entertains the lady, if he makes her feel loved, desired, if he keeps on this chivalry, I don't think that she will be inventing much drama or any drama in the life. As I noticed, ladies do that when they are bored or when they do not feel enough attention from men's side.
Next one from Mark. Hold on. Do Mexican women get jealous if you're meeting other women during socials?
Oh, that's a great question. They do, of course. It's the part of their passionate Latina nature. You do get jealous. They might get jealous when you are just walking down the street and you look around. The lady might be asking, who are you checking out? So it seems like it's a different culture. It's something very nice to experience.
But I'm sure they know where they go, and like it's dating, so they also go talk to other guys, and guys go talk to other girls. But when they get like probably like sympathy, then they have to stay together, right?
Yes, definitely. In Mexico they have this tradition. I'm still getting used to it, that when they start going out with a man or men start going out with a woman, there is nothing in between them until the man officially offers to be a girlfriend and boyfriend.
Okay.
So
Awesome.
keep in mind, gentlemen, about that. You have to, let's say, make things formal so that the lady does not go out with
Do you
other
mean
men.
like he has to propose her after
just
that?
probably just
I'm
be a
just-
committed
I'm
relationship.
kidding, but
more
still.
like,
If she doesn't have a ring on her finger, so she is probably like free to go.
Okay, next question. How do you guarantee the profiles on the Mexico side? So how do you verify profiles?
We do this work by ourselves. We get to know ladies, we interview them, we ask them to fill out the questionnaire, then they come to photo session, so we meet them in person. I personally talk to all the ladies, so that after all that work, we upload the profiles onto the site. That's why every lady who is on the site on behalf of our agency is real and checked.
Yeah, and this way you can tell that she matches her pictures because photos are taken right there on the spot. So, sometimes women can bring, like in Ukraine, women bring their photos from their own photo shoots, but that could be taken, 10 years ago or something else. But it's great that you guys do photo shoots on site.
Yes. It helps us to establish connection with ladies and get to know each of them.
Are you single, Olga?
So somebody is asking.
Paul asking, Olga, are you single? No, no.
No answer for you, Paul.
Alright, it's okay.
Yes, I said yes, I am.
Oh, you said yes?
Okay. Well, so guys, more reasons for you to go to Mexico.
Wow, so reminding you, Mexican tour going to be on 17th of November this year. So
Guess you should be already on the plane to
you
Mexico.
have to like check our site and make a reservation. See, many opportunities.
Yes, and I will be there for you gentlemen every day. I will be meeting you at the hotel when you arrive, and every single day you are in Mexico City.
See? Oh my God. We have so
I
many
want to be
guys.
unsupervised.
From Dennis, when are tours coming to Cancun and Playa del Carmen? So do you think we'll be able to do tours in that area in the future?
We would love to, but there is a requirement that we have to have a lot of ladies registered in the city when we are going to make the social event. And I don't think we have enough ladies yet in Cancun, but we have already been thinking about that because it's a great spot. You can have a vacation and the tour at the same time. I think we will try to return to this topic like next year. And by the way, next year we are planning 3 tours to Mexico City.
So what months? So what's the game plan?
Okay, it will be February, June, and November.
Ah, fantastic. So we added one more in June. That's great, guys. Good news for you.
Paul asking, sounds good, but what if you are done having children? What age are Mexican women done with having children?
Well, it depends. There are ladies who are in their mid-30s and already have like 2 children, sometimes 3 children, and obviously they are done with having more children. Sometimes there are ladies who are about 40 and don't have children and still looking for having children. That's why you will have to review case by the case, talk with every lady and check out with her.
Okay. Sean, how are ladies different in Mexico City than the USA? I guess Mexican in Mexico City or Mexican in USA. How are they different? Maybe, I'm not sure.
Honestly, I don't know how are Mexican ladies in the USA, but if they are infected with the culture of emancipation and feminism and everything, well, ladies who live in Mexico City still believe in chivalry, and they will expect from gentlemen to pay for the restaurant, to pay for her Uber, to bring her flowers, to bring her some gifts, and they still believe that the man is the leader in the couple or in the family, that the man is a provider and protector, and give this role of the strong person in the relationship to the man.
And actually, next question kind of goes with it. How do you avoid scammers on the site?
Well, we interview each lady and try to ask more and more and more questions to figure out her real motives. It happens that the ladies look like gold diggers, so we do not accept them to be registered at the site. That's why I am trying personally to meet every lady and to talk to her and to figure out what she's really looking for.
Question about IMBRA. How does IMBRA process work at the Mexican office? Well, actually, it's pretty much the same process for any destination, guys. You just send in a request with the lady ID. We'll ask her if she's willing to sign a paperwork. If she is, then if there is a fee involved, then we'll schedule an appointment with the woman to come to the office, sign the paperwork, and as soon as that's all taken care of, we can release your contacts. That works for any other destination, not only Mexico. So.
Melvin, for Olga, what is the realistic age difference when it comes to Mexican women? 5 years or 10 years?
It can be 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. The great thing about Mexican ladies that they are very open to a big age difference. And I admire this part. I saw at the previous tours that ladies of early 30s would go out with the guys in their 60s and had no problem about that. They would tell me, well, he is an amazing person, we have same values, we have same interests, we understand each other, so why not? And I think it makes a lot of sense if two people have connection, feel chemistry. Why do you bother about the age difference?
All right. Question from Tim. My experience dating women of Mexican women here in the United States is if I tell her I will pick her up at 7, at 7:30 she still will be getting ready for the date. Should one expect the same dating in Mexico?
Yes. Yes,
Women.
unfortunately, yes, my Ukrainian soul is crying right now. Because I still cannot get used to this lack of punctuality, but it's a cultural thing. We cannot change people here. Yes, ladies, we insist so that the ladies come on time on the dates, but yes, they do come late to the social events, they do come late to the
So
dates.
you told
but
them it's at 3, but it's really at 5, right? Like that they can be in time.
Well, not that drastically, but honestly, when they go to fiestas, to the parties, it's like that. If you receive an invitation to arrive at 3, you shall arrive at 5.
Gotcha.
Unbelievable, I know.
Yeah.
So you're becoming very popular with guys. Michael saying that you're sweet. Paul says, "Can I steal you from AFA?" See, your fan base is growing. The tour hasn't even started. yet.
Guys, it's November. Don't forget, make a reservation. You can meet Olga in person.
Yes.
Orient Trading House. I'm planning to travel to Mexico City within the next 1 or 2 months. The plan is to meet 2 to 3 ladies. How much time in advance is required to set up the meetings?
Well, basically, you already can reach out to our dates coordinator, whose name is Gracia. You can reach her by email dates.mexico@gmail.com. And she will start making arrangements just to notify ladies or to check out with ladies whether they will be available at the dates that you will arrive.
Awesome. All right, very good.
And actually, I had some. We have more questions about Mexico culture coming up, but there are a couple topics I wanted to cover as well. You know, so a lot of guys been asking about Venezuela and Brazil. So let's start with Venezuela, because again, a lot of ladies that register Venezuela sign up through you guys. So how do you guys meet those ladies?
Yes, we have quite a number of Venezuelan ladies, and they are amazing. They are beautiful, sweet. They have similar mentality as Mexican ladies. Well, in the end, they are hot Latinas and passionate Latinas. Sometimes, well, ladies agree to meet gentlemen outside of Venezuela, because we all know that it's quite difficult for U.S. citizens to travel to Venezuela. That's why ladies agree to meet them, for example, in Colombia. And if the gentleman is okay to pay her trip and the hotel, we will gladly arrange those dates. And honestly, gentlemen, it totally worth it. The ladies are great. They are very nice, very, very nice.
Well, what about Brazil? Because you have few ladies in Brazil as well.
Yes, thank you, Anna. Also, we have ladies in Brazil, not that many as in Venezuela so far, but we are developing this direction, let's say, or the country. Almost every week we have the photo sessions and the registration of new ladies, so it grows quite exponentially. And those are also very nice ladies, they do not speak Spanish, they speak Portuguese, but we provide as well translation services. So also totally worth of traveling there, spending a couple of days, getting to know a bunch of nice Brazilian ladies and see how it develops.
Another question from Orion Trade House. Are the individual introduction arrangements for Mexico done through AFA? Once in Mexico, how do we get to the office for the individual introductions? So, question is how guys should go about it. Should they call us? Should they call you? Or both? What are your suggestions on that?
Gracia will make all necessary arrangements, will give you the address of the office, can meet you at the office. I have to inform you that the ladies usually do not prefer to go to the office for the introductions. They prefer to meet you already in the restaurant. It's because Mexico City is huge, and you can be just 2 hours stuck in traffic to get from one point to another. So it's not that convenient to go to the office and from the office to go to another place. And it's like, well, lady goes prepared for some specific scheme of the evening. She will come to the restaurant, there will be a lot of people, and she doesn't know how it is going to be at the office. But it's not impossible. You can do that.
It's actually a similar concept in Kiev. The same. I remember very few ladies would agree to actually meet in Kiev office. They would prefer to meet in a cafe or restaurant right away.
Yeah.
So, for Mark, what happens if someone steals Olga from the agency? See, again, your fan base keeps growing, and we're not even done with the webcast. Oh, and then another one here from Michael. I want to set up a meeting with Olga as soon as possible, please. Thank you.
Yeah, find the tour. We will meet in November.
Yes, absolutely.
I don't have to wait for the tour. Just go.
Yeah.
Oh, and message from James. He's talking to Gracia right now. He says, I'm in Playa right now. I'm going on a date tomorrow. Actually, James, I'm glad everything worked out and you're in touch with
Good for you,
Gracia.
good for you.
Good luck on your date. Fingers crossed. Let me know how it goes.
And Brad said, thanks for hosting this webcast. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. We still might have a couple last moment questions. We're waiting for it to load. Is there something you want to tell guys about Mexico or any other destination? Any words of wisdom?
I think that you gentlemen shouldn't think too much about coming to Mexico. I will make sure that you are going to have great experience here. You will be taken care of. I will not abandon you. I will literally take you by the hand and walk through the whole process. And we will make sure to arrange you as many dates as you would like to have. Actually, gentlemen get overwhelmed after the social events because there is a lot of ladies who want dates. And gentlemen used to tell me, okay, I don't think I can stand it anymore because it's the fourth day of 3 dates per day. So there's a lot of ladies, there's a lot of attention. Come here and just, distract from all the routine, all the problems, all the doubts you have at home. You will have a great time here, really.
And Brian asking, during the social, will the ladies come up to us to make the first move, or will we have to come up to them and make the first move to talk? So who going first?
Great question. Let me tell you how the social go usually in Mexico City. We start with the speed dating part. For example, if there are 10 gentlemen, we put 10 tables and seat 5, 6, 7, 8 ladies at each table. So when the speed dating part starts, every gentleman goes to the defined table. You have 10 minutes to talk to all the ladies. There is a very fast and dynamic conversation. Moreover, you have your chaperone, your matchmaker, who helps in case you need to break the ice or in case you are a bit shy to talk to the ladies. The conversation is fast, dynamic, interesting, and you are seeing which ladies you like, and you whisper that to your matchmaker. She makes the notes, and later she collects the phone numbers, and we arrange the dates with those ladies. It's all the men switch the tables, and they go like it's a round. After each man has been at every table, the speed dating part finishes, and then like Mexican fiesta starts. There is dancing, a lot of socializing, a lot of mingling. We make some like contests to win prizes and to give some specific dynamics to the event.
So next comment from James, that's working with Gracia right now. I tried to work with Gracia, but she went weeks before she got back. Very busy, so just be warned, it might take her a while to get back to you, because sometimes it's hard for us to schedule dates, because ladies can't confirm their availability right away, so we can call them and say, well, I don't know my schedule for next week, so call me closer to a date. So sometimes it's not always depends on us or on the staff to confirm the meetings, but they're doing their best.
Yes, I'm supervising Gracia's email, and not a single email gets without attention. It just takes her time, as Anna fairly mentions, to connect, to get in touch with the ladies and to agree on the dates, because it's another peculiarity of Mexican ladies. They are busy, and they sometimes try to make them look easier than they are. So it's like, okay, let's schedule a date 1 month in advance. Okay, but I think I have some family events, so let's see how we can move it. So there is a lot of logistics going on.
We'll have a few more questions. One is not related to Mexico. Ducati is asking if any updates on tours to Ukraine. Unfortunately, we don't have any tours scheduled this year for obvious reasons, but hopefully we'll be able to resume it as soon as we can. Gilbert saying, oh,
On that tour.
everybody's going to be asking for your email.
We'll probably have you a couple more times before now.
And from Paul, Alberto Rojas told me he wants to know if as a native-looking Mexican, would he have a disadvantage because he doesn't look like a gringo?
No, actually no. We have already had like Americanized Mexicans. I don't know how to call them, sorry. So like native Mexicans who were born in the USA, who live in the USA, but who look exactly like Mexicans here in Mexico, and they still had a lot of success with Mexican ladies, so no problem with that. Just make sure to wear your best smile, some shine in the eyes, and be a gentleman with the ladies.
Alright, so we're pretty much out of the questions. Yeah. So guys, thank you for tuning in tonight. Again, we'll have Olga back again soon. Olga, thank you so much, with all your optimistic energy joining us. It's great, special Monday. That's we need this dose of energy on Monday. So you made my day. Thank you.
Thank you, Olga,
Thank
for
you.
being
It will
here.
be a pleasure to return. Thank you for inviting.
Alright. And we'll see you soon, and hopefully we'll have beautiful ladies from Mexico also joining you, so guys can chat with some girls from the website and ask them questions live. But we'll work on it. We'll take some logistics and technical questions. There's a few more questions coming, but we have to wrap it up for tonight, guys. So save your question for the next time we're gonna have Olga on. Right?
Yeah.
Right. Well, thank you again. Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Alright guys, again thank you for watching us tonight. We'll be back next week, hopefully with some additional streaming options so you can call us and we can answer your questions live.
Thank you guys for watching us, and see you next Monday. Good night.
Good night.
One second.
Hello everyone, my name is Amy. I come from 黑龙江，今年36岁，我还没有生育过，没有结过婚。那我非常喜欢西方的文化，希望可以结交到更多的好朋友。
So, this beautiful lady in front of you, her name is Amy, and she's 36 years old. She's from Heilongjiang, but until now, she has never been married and she never has a baby. And here, she stands here today, willing to meet all of you, make friends with you.
你是怎么看待西方国家的男士？
What's your opinion of the Western guys?
我觉得西方的男士非常的绅士，然后他们都非常的简单，然后
So Amy's opinion of the Western male is she thinks they're very simple and well-mannered, so it's very easy to feel the real happiness.
那你想找一个什么样的男士呢？
我希望找一个有智慧的，然后我们可以亦师亦友一起成长，然后也可以去周游世界，然后共同去抚养下一代。
So the second question is, what kind of male is Amy looking for? Well, she's actually looking for a smart, wise, and responsible guy to explore the future and bring up their next generations. Yeah.
如果男士来深圳看你，有什么计划，或者跟他一起做的事情？
Okay, the question 3 is, if there is a Western male come to visit you, what's your plan for him in Shenzhen?
我是茶艺师，我会为他泡茶，然后呢带他去深圳去体验深圳的这个城市，然后也可以跟他介绍这边的历史，然后茶文化等等他感兴趣的东西。
Wow. So actually, Amy's is a tea artist. So she will cook tea for you and she will show you around in Shenzhen, maybe in Hong Kong too.
Okay.
So welcome all of you come to China and meet us here.
Welcome to China.
Welcome to 深圳。
Yeah.